Hey there, film fans! Welcome to Nerdly UK's new series of Top 10s, where we dive deep into the world of cinema to bring our own personal pop culture perspective. Today, I am super excited as we count down the top 10 movies set in a single location. Now, you could be thinking, how thrilling can a movie be if it's set in just one place? Well, I am here to tell you how the filmmakers on our list have taken this challenge and turned it into pure cinematic magic. We're talking tension, drama, dialogue, and storytelling that grabs you by the seat of your pants and doesn't let go. These movies prove that sometimes a little less is a whole lot more. Take Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. Jimmy Stewart turns his apartment into a hub of suspense and mystery just by watching his neighbors. Danny Boyle's 127 Hours. James Franco, stuck between a rock and a hard place down a canyon for an entire movie, somehow thrills from opening frame to closing credits. The rules are simple but crucial. The movie's primary action must take place in a single location. This doesn't mean the characters can't move around within that space, but the central plot has to stay put. It's all about how filmmakers turn a seemingly mundane setting into the backdrop for incredible stories. Whether it's a cramped lifeboat, a tense jury room, or even a single car driving through the night, these films demonstrate the power of creativity and storytelling. And let's be real, in a world of safe and boring big-budget blockbusters with endless CGI and very little story, there's something truly refreshing about a movie that strips everything back to basics. The way the confined setting amplifies the drama, there's no escape, no distractions. We're right there with the characters, feeling their claustrophobia, their desperation, their every emotion. Here's how we'll do it. We'll count down from 10 to 1, revealing the most captivating single-location movies, and trust me, some of these picks will surprise you with how much drama and excitement they pack into one space. This is Justin Knox from Nerdly. Grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's dive into the top 10 movies that prove you don't need to leave the room to find excitement. Kicking off our list, at number 10, we have the intense thriller ATM. Directed by David Brooks and written by Chris Sparling, the creative mastermind behind, well, another movie that may appear on this list later, so no spoilers. This 2012 film brings a chilling twist to a seemingly ordinary setting like a cash booth, starring Brian Geraghty, Alice Eve, and Josh Peck as three co-workers who find themselves trapped in an ATM booth by a mysterious and menacing figure. What starts as a quick stop to withdraw some cash quickly spirals into a nightmarish fight for survival. The meat and potatoes of ATM lies in how it transforms a mundane, everyday location into a claustrophobic and suspenseful arena. The confined space of the ATM booth heightens the tension, forcing our characters to confront their fears head-on. The sense of isolation is palpable, and the film plays expertly with the fear of the unknown lurking just outside the glass walls. A standout aspect of this movie is when you realize our characters' phones don't have signal inside the booth, cutting them off from the outside world, whilst boxed in by glass walls, meaning all they can see is the outside world. This detail amps up the desperation and leaves them with no choice but to face their situation with whatever limited resources they have. The menacing figure outside remains mostly unseen, which only adds to the suspense and mystery, keeping viewers on edge. The performances by Geraghty, Eve, and Peck are top-notch. Their chemistry and the raw emotions they bring to their roles make the dire situation incredibly real. While ATM received mixed reviews from critics and audiences alike, with some praising its tension and others critiquing its plot, it has found a niche audience that appreciates its tight, suspenseful atmosphere. For fans of confined thrillers, this movie delivers a nail-biting experience. It's a gripping reminder that things in our everyday can turn terrifying under the right or wrong circumstances. Entry number 9 on our list is the heart-pounding thriller Fall. Directed by Scott Mann, released in 2022, this movie takes the concept of a single location to dizzying new heights. Literally. Fall stars Grace Caroline Curry and Virginia Gardner as two best friends, Becky and Hunter, who decide to climb a 2,000-foot radio tower in the middle of nowhere. What starts as an adventurous challenge quickly turns into a harrowing struggle for survival when they find themselves stranded at the top with no way down, all for those YouTube views. That reminds me, please like and subscribe it all helps. The film received mostly positive responses from critics and audiences, with a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, a respectable score, with critics highlighting the film's ability to maintain suspense and keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Partnered with two very strong female leads, the standout aspect of Fall is how it transforms the location of the radio tower into a nerve-wracking setting. Expertly uses the vast empty sky and the tiny precarious perch to amplify the sense of danger and isolation. Every gust of wind and creak of the structure adds to the tension, making you feel like you're up there with them. The performances by Grace Caroline Curry and Virginia Gardner are stellar. They convey a genuine sense of fear and desperation, making their perilous situation incredibly gripping, making you root for them even more, which makes the reveals along the way seem even more impactful for sure. A couple of the most unforgettable moments in the movie is when the characters attempt to send a distress signal, once by dropping a phone down the tower in a shoe, another being the use of the girls' drone, showing just how resourceful they have to be to survive. Of course, while the film has a few moments that stretch believability, the overall execution of the single location thriller is impressive. The cinematography, especially the sweeping aerial shots, captures the dizzying heights beautifully, making Fall an unmissable experience for thrill seekers and fans of high-stakes drama. It's a truly gripping gem that proves you don't need a change of scenery to create unforgettable tension. 8 on our list is a real favorite of mine, and it's the mind-bending sci-fi thriller Cube. Directed by Vincenzo Natali and released in 1997, this film is a prime example of how a single, mysterious location can create an intense, horrific, and unforgettable cinematic experience. Is it a slight bending of the rules? Maybe, but Cube to me is the very definition of a bottle movie. Cube stars Nicole de Boer, Nikki Guadagni, David Hewlett, Andrew Miller, Julian Richings, and Maurice Dean Wint as a group of strangers who wake up in a gigantic cube-shaped structure with no memory of how they got. They must navigate through a seemingly endless maze of deadly rooms, each filled with lethal traps to find a way out. This movie has gained a cult following, spawning 2 sequels and a Japanese remake, You Can Skip That One. Audiences were captivated by its unique premise, minimalist set design, and the psychological tension that builds as the characters unravel the secrets of themselves and the cube. It did well in the reviews too, with praise for its originality, not to mention its sexy, gorific kills. It can't be emphasized enough that the centerpiece of Cube is its ingenious use of these seemingly connected singular rooms. The Cube itself is a marvel of minimalist set design, with each room looking deceptively similar but hiding different deadly traps. This creates a sense of disorientation and claustrophobia that keeps viewers on edge throughout the film. The performances from this relatively unknown ensemble cast are very, very strong. Nicole de Boer and David Hewlett in particular stand out as the logical yet compassionate Levin and the paranoid and increasingly unstable Worth. Their interactions and evolving dynamics add unpredictable layers to the film's tension and drama. This sets the tone for the film, establishing the ever-present danger and the lethal ingenuity of the cube's design. This is showcased throughout, with one scene involving the group figuring out the mathematical codes that govern the cube's traps, showcasing the film's awe-inspiring plotting and genius of the situation. It's a testament to how a single location can be used to explore the more complex themes of trust, survival, and the human condition. If you're in the mood for a movie that will keep you guessing and make you question every step the characters take, how great movies can be when the creators think outside the box. Marching into number 7 on our list is the gripping war thriller The Wall. Directed by Doug Liman and released in 2017, this film shows us how a desert landscape can be transformed into an isolated battlefield of tension and survival. The Wall stars Aaron Taylor Johnson and John Cena as 2 American soldiers pinned down by an Iraqi sniper. With a crumbling wall as their only cover, they must use all their wits to outsmart their unseen enemy. With varying, mixed to positive reviews, with praise for its intense atmosphere and the dynamite performances of its lead actors. Taylor Johnson, in particular, carrying the movie on his back. Many reviewers reflecting on how Liman has dialed back his usual stylings to bring us a sleek thriller. One of the more surprising aspects of The Wall is its incredibly focused setting. The entire movie takes place in a barren stretch of the Iraqi desert, with the titular wall providing the only shelter for the protagonists. making every movement and decision fraught with danger. Aaron Taylor-Johnson delivers a powerful performance as Sergeant Isaac, capturing the physical and psychological toll of the intense situation. John Cena also impresses as Staff Sergeant Matthews, bringing a blend of toughness and vulnerability to his role. Some of the best moments in The Wall are when Isaac, injured and alone, engages in a psychological battle with the enemy sniper over a radio. This director truly shows his creative mastery in the film's climax, where Isaac musters all his remaining strength and cunning to attempt a daring move against the sniper. The build-up and execution of this final confrontation are nail-biting, showcasing the film's ability to sustain tension with minimal elements. Looking for a war thriller that will have you holding your breath? The Wall is a must-watch. We are dialing up the suspense for number 6, which is the thought-provoking drama Last Call. Directed by Gavin Michael Booth and released in 2019, this film stands out for its innovative storytelling and emotional depth, all set within a single, interconnected location. Stars Dave Wilkins and Sarah Booth as Scott and Beth, two individuals connected through a late-night phone call that could change both their lives. Scott, a man on the brink of despair, accidentally dials Beth, compassionate crisis hotline volunteer, and what follows is an intense and emotional conversation. The film received incredible reviews and had an excellent festival run, earning praise for its raw performances and unique approach, with reviewers highlighting its powerful narrative and the impressive use of real-time split screen to tell the story, which allows viewers to experience the events simultaneously from both characters' perspectives. This technique not only heightens the tension, but also creates a sense of intimacy and immediacy, making the audience feel like they are truly part of the conversation. Dave Wilkins delivers an outstanding, heart-wrenching performance as Scott, capturing the depth of his character's despair and vulnerability. Sarah Booth is equally compelling as Beth, portraying a character who must navigate her own challenges while providing support to a stranger in crisis. The chemistry and the authenticity they bring to their roles make the film deeply affecting. A pivotal moment in Last Call is when Scott opens up about a traumatic event that has led him to this point of desperation. The raw emotion in this scene is palpable, and the split-screen format allows us to see Beth's reaction in real time, adding layers to the storytelling, which I must be honest and say, it gets me every time. The movie is full of fantastic little moments like this, where the director is able to really home in on those little moments that could never be planned for. Last Call may bend the rule by way of being two separate locations in a sense, but with its innovative split screen, it's a testament to the power of human connection and the impact of a single conversation. For number 5 on our list, the nail-biting thriller Phone Booth. Directed by Joel Schumacher and released in 2002, this film is a masterclass in tension and psychological drama, all set within the confines of a single phone booth. Starring Colin Farrell as Stuart Shepard, a slick publicist who finds himself trapped in a phone booth, targeted by a sniper played by Kiefer Sutherland. Hot off the heels of Tigerland, and with Farrell a hot commodity at the time, Phone Booth was generally well received by critics and audiences. Colin Farrell's performance was particularly praised, along with the film's ability to maintain high tension throughout its 81-minute runtime. Much like ATM Phone Booth transforms a tiny, ordinary phone booth into a pressure cooker of suspense and drama, forcing the audience to feel Stuart's claustrophobia and desperation as he tries to outwit the unseen sniper. Unlike ATM, we have an ensemble cast of players outside the booth that add some shenanigans along the way. Colin Farrell delivers a compelling performance, capturing the fear, desperation, and eventual moral reckoning of his character. Kiefer Sutherland, although mostly heard and not seen, provides a chilling presence as the sniper, his voice dripping with menace and control. There are many memorable standout moments in Phone Booth, revolving around when Stuart is forced to confess his infidelities and lies over the phone. This public exposure of his private sins is both humiliating and cathartic, driving the character's emotional arc forward. The film's climax, Stewart makes a desperate attempt to turn the tables on the sniper. The pacing and execution of this final confrontation are expertly handled. Phone Booth is another brilliant example of how a single location with pitch-perfect acting can be used to create a high-stakes psychological game of cat and mouse. With strong performances, a tight script, and relentless tension, it's a must-watch for fans of suspenseful cinema. Sentenced to a respectable number 4 is the classic courtroom drama 12 Angry Men. Directed by Sidney Lumet and released in 1957, this film is a landmark in cinematic history, one of the first to demonstrate how a single location can be used to explore deep themes of justice, prejudice, and human nature. 12 Angry Men boasts a stellar cast led by Henry Fonda alongside Lee J. Cobb, E.G. Marshall, Jack Warden, and Martin Balsam. The film revolves around 12 jurors who must decide the fate of a young man accused of murder. What starts as an open and shut case turns into a gripping examination of doubt and moral responsibility. The film was a critical success upon release and has since been hailed as one of the greatest movies of all time, with critics and audiences alike praising its taut direction, brilliant screenplay by Reginald Rose, and powerful performances. The film was nominated for 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay. Arguably creating a blueprint for the rest of this list to follow, 12 Angry Men uses a single confined setting, the jury room, to build tension and develop character. Sidney Lumet's direction emphasizes the oppressive heat and claustrophobic atmosphere, reflecting the escalating conflict among the jurors. Henry Fonda delivers a masterful performance as Juror 8, the lone dissenter who insists on thoroughly examining the evidence before reaching a verdict, leading to intense and thought-provoking debates. A standout moment in 12 Angry Men is when Juror 8 uses a knife identical to the murder weapon to cast doubt on the prosecution's case. This pivotal scene is a masterclass in building tension. The subsequent shifts in the jurors' votes reflect the film's exploration of reasonable doubt and the importance of standing up for one's convictions. 12 Angry Men is a timeless masterpiece that exemplifies the power of dialogue and character development. Its exploration of justice, morality, and human nature remains relevant and impactful today. Digging its way to the number 3 spot is the intense thriller Buried. Directed by Rodrigo Cortés and released in 2010, this film pushes the boundaries of single-location storytelling to claustrophobic extremes, creating a nail-biting experience that you won't forget. Buried stars Ryan Reynolds as Paul Conroy, a truck driver in Iraq who wakes up to find himself buried alive in a wooden coffin with only a lighter, a cell phone, and limited air. The entire film takes place within the confines of the coffin, focusing on Paul's desperate attempts to escape. The film received critical acclaim for its inventive premise, tight direction, and Ryan Reynolds' riveting performance, with audiences praising its ability to maintain suspense and engagement despite its confined setting. Myself, I watched this movie on an airplane. I mean, at least there were other passengers in my potential coffin. The best thing about Buried is how it transforms the coffin's claustrophobic setting. A nightmare I am sure most have had, which intensifies the sense of urgency and desperation, making every moment feel critical and every breath precious. Ryan Reynolds delivers a career best tour de force performance, carrying the entire film on his shoulders. His portrayal of Paul Conroy captures the full spectrum of emotions. The real treasure in Buried are the moments when Paul, after several failed attempts to get help, starts to piece together the grim reality of his situation. His resourcefulness and the creative ways he tries to use the limited items in the coffin add layers to the tension and keep the audience glued to the screen. Cortés goes all out for the film's climax, where the intensity reaches its peak as Paul's air supply dwindles and his situation becomes increasingly dire. The pacing, combined with the confined visuals and sound design, makes for an edge-of-your-seat finale that leaves a lasting impact. Buried is in its truest sense a heart-pounding panic attack-inducing certified classic of a thriller. It's a film that can make you see this actor for the potential he has. Sliding into the number 2 spot is the gripping indie drama First Time Caller, directed by J.D. Brin and released in 2022. This film, reworked from a popular podcast, is bringing the emotional depths of a single location narrative with a profound and intimate approach. Abe Goldfarb as Brent Ziff, a podcast radio shock jock host, and Brian Silliman as Leo Shorty, Short, the titular first-time caller. Leo calls in distraught, reaching out during Brent's show with some disturbing news. The entire movie takes place within the confines of Brent's home, capturing the escalating tension and emotional stakes of their conversation, as we may just be heading to an apocalypse. The film looks to have done well with the critics and audiences for its intense performances and heartfelt story, with praise for its bold commitment to a bolder concept, not to mention the powerful chemistry between the lead actors. Goldfarb and Silliman were particularly lauded for their ability to convey deep emotions through their voice work and expressions. One of the standout aspects of First Time Caller is its ability to create a compelling narrative within the confined space of Brent's studio. The intimate setting allows for a focused exploration of the characters' emotions and the weight of their conversation. Goldfarb delivers one hell of a nuanced performance as Brent, portraying a character who must balance professional detachment in a quest for listenership with genuine compassion and at times fear. Silliman, as our caller, brings a raw vulnerability to his role, making the caller's plight deeply relatable and heart-wrenching with just a smidge of comedy effect. First Time Caller is full of great moments, like when Leo shares the deeply personal and somewhat traumatic way he is able to tell a huge world event is about to happen, leading to a moment that serves to break a little of the tension. The film's use of these pauses effectively amplifies the emotional impact, making the audience feel the weight of every word or bowel movement exchanged. Other memorable scenes are moments that Brent realizes that actually Leo may be right, and he must make crucial decisions that could save people's lives. The tension is palpable, and the resolution is both as satisfying as it is devastating and thought-provoking, highlighting the film's themes of connection, empathy, and the power of taking a second to listen to what the next guy is telling you. It's a testament to the power of dialogue and the impact of connecting with others, even under the most challenging circumstances. And finally, taking the top spot at number 1 is the captivating drama Locke. Directed by Stephen Knight and released in 2013, this film is as good as it gets in minimalist storytelling, proving that a single location, a car, deliver profound emotional depth and riveting drama. Tom Hardy stars as Ivan Locke, a construction manager whose life unravels during a single car journey. The entire film takes place within the confines of his car as he makes a series of phone calls that reveal a life-changing personal crisis. Hardy's performance is the film's focal point, and he delivers a tour de force. The film was praised for its concept-tight direction and Tom Hardy's mesmerizing performance, with reviewers commending its unique approach and the emotional intensity conveyed through Hardy's solo performance. Audience reactions were equally positive. Locke uses not just his car, but also his mobile to ramp up and explore deep personal drama, showing that Ivan has no control and is struggling to keep it together. The confined space heightens the tension, focusing the audience's attention entirely on Ivan's face and voice as he navigates a series of increasingly challenging phone calls. Tom Hardy delivers a spellbinding performance, capturing the complexities of Ivan Locke's character, and Hardy's ability to convey a range of emotions, anxiety, determination, regret, makes the film incredibly compelling. As mentioned, Ivan has made many calls, and one is to explain to his wife, played by Olivia Colman, about his infidelity and the impending birth of his child with another woman. The raw emotion and vulnerability in this scene are palpable, showcasing Hardy's exceptional acting and the film's powerful writing. Another such call is Ivan's tense conversation with his boss, where he tries to manage the fallout of his decision to leave a critical construction project. The film skillfully balances the personal and professional crises, creating a layered and multifaceted narrative. Locke is one of my favorite examples of how a film can deliver a rich, immersive experience. With its innovative concept, flawless direction by Stephen Knight, and an extraordinary performance by Tom Hardy, it's a movie that stays with you long after the credits roll. If you're looking for a film that masterfully combines suspense, drama, and emotional depth, Locke is a must-watch and my #1 single-location movie. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the top 10 movies set in a single location. Each of these films proves that sometimes less is more, and a confined space can amplify the drama and intensity in unforgettable ways. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more cinematic countdowns. Drop your picks in the comments and carry on the conversation. Until next time, make sure you visit your local cinema and support film at all levels.